And even though the Red Cross has set up a shelter, many we spoke with say they're not leaving. CBS 21's Kirk Clyatt spoke with some of them tonight. He joins us live with the Dauphin County Mobile Newsroom in Harrisburg with more. Kirk.
Well, that's right, Tanya. Right now, many workers, mainly from UGI, but also from Miller Pipeline Company, are scrambling, trying to get the gas back on. Last hour, we were with you on CW15. We could smell kind of a faint gas smell in the air. That has dissipated a little bit, but, you know, this is my neighborhood. I only live 3 blocks from here, and what a lousy way to start the new year. You find in your mailbox a letter from the mayor's director of communications, Robert Philbin. He's advising you to evacuate your home. Stay here.
No, I'm staying here. I pay rent here. I'm staying here.
Tonight there is a Red Cross shelter set up almost within the shadow of the Capitol, but many on this street are not ready to leave their homes.
I'm not going to go to no church with a whole bunch of different people that I don't know. I don't play that.
Many of us remember the nightmare of being evacuated during the flood of 11. Now, for those that live here in the 2100 block of North 4th Street, that nightmare is real again. Not because of the weather, but because of the infrastructure and this enormous sinkhole.
No heat, no water. Where Linda Thompson at? Isn't she supposed to be involved in the city actions or something?
A cascade of events caused this problem. Apparently over the weekend, a snowplow slightly moved a metal plate covering the street, causing a 6-ton trash truck to fall in the hole Monday morning. This in turn caused the second much larger hole that opened up last night, cutting off the utility service. So you guys got no heat in your house?
No, we just got electricity.
So why you think you'll be okay staying here?
Yeah, we got blankets.
This is not a mandatory evacuation, and clearly many are determined to stay in their homes. Go to the shelter.
I'm staying in my home.
But if the cold and inconvenience becomes too much, the Red Cross is ready and waiting to help with the shelter at the Pine Street Presbyterian Church.
We have cots set up, blankets available. We're going to take care of feeding, making sure that there's snacks available. There's already items in place like that just so the folks have a place to come.
The UGI crew on the scene told me they hope to have the gas back on by midnight, but they would still need to stay to backfill the trenches. There is no word on how long it will take to get water and sewer service returned to the street. Now, at our last check of that Red Cross shelter, there were only 4 folks there, 2 adults and 2 young children. But of course, many other residents of this block have gone to stay with family or friends, some even to hotel or motels. Now, we reached out this evening to the mayor's director of communications in several different ways to try to get some kind of idea, at least when the water and sewer would come back on. But so far, we haven't heard from him. Now, in that second sinkhole, that is the largest one. It's almost like a cavern under there because many feet you go under the asphalt that's not supported at all from where that cave-in ends. So clearly, that's easy to see that this is a problem that's been a long time in the making. Live with the Dauphin County Mobile Newsroom in Harrisburg, I'm Kirk Clyatt, CBS 21 News.
At any time.
CBS 21's Kirk Clyatt was at tonight's meeting. He is live with the Dauphin County Mobile Newsroom in Harrisburg. Kirk.
Well, Tanya, it's really amazing how these sinkholes are bringing more national attention to Harrisburg. There's been coverage in the New York Times and the Wall Street Journal, and just this month in the New York Daily News with a host of pictures highlighting the 41 sinkholes around the city.
There's a database throughout the state of Pennsylvania that basically tells you where all the sinkholes are identified in the city.
Tonight, 4th Street remains barricaded and unpaved. It's going to be another couple of weeks before the weather warms up enough for the asphalt. The cost of the repair of this street now a staggering $744,000. To put that in some kind of perspective, that would be about enough to buy all of the houses on this side of the street from here all the way down to just about here. $744,000 is a major problem when the Public Works Department only has $400,000. So the city this week is applying for a PennVest loan.
PennVest is a Commonwealth agency that distributes funding with low-interest loans and grants for projects.
It's really a no-brainer to be able to apply for this.
The city may not even have to pay it all back.
We won't know until it's actually awarded, and it could be a hybrid grant and/or loan.
Harrisburg is requesting $1.7 million. That money will also help the city deal with the next sinkhole and with overdue repairs.
There's been 20 years of lack of maintenance on the sewer lines, so that's where the problems have come from.
Does coverage of these sinkholes in the national media hurt the city?
This is realistic, I mean, is what it is.
I certainly hope it's a wake-up call. It's, you know, let the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania know that Harrisburg needs the additional financial help.
Something needs to wake up Governor Corbett to be able to help Harrisburg in all of our municipalities with regards to infrastructure.
Now, the city is applying for the loan this week, but it may be until May before Harrisburg knows for sure if they're getting the cash. Now, the estimated cost to fix all the sinkholes around the city, about $25 million. Clearly, that money's not coming anytime soon. On the bright side, this block has gained so much fame that it's now actually a check-in location on the social networking site Foursquare. Live with the Dauphin County Mobile Newsroom on 4th Street, I'm Kirk Clyatt, CBS 21 News.
Many called themselves, quote, paid volunteers. In a CBS 21 News exclusive, reporter Kirk Clyatt was there as Teplitz handed out thousands of dollars in cash to the waiting crowd.
The people you see here may be supporters of Rob Teplitz, but they're not here to cheer on the candidate. They're here to pick up $125 for working today for his campaign. We were able to get into the campaign office, and some of the workers were less than happy to see us.
The people that we have here are, today they're paid political operatives, the same as myself, the same as any other campaign staffer. They are employed for the day.
Wanda Williams, the Harrisburg City Council president, was one of those helping to hand out the money.
I think that's making a lot out of something minor. We've been so overwhelmed with the amount of support that we've had. We're just experiencing, growing pains because we just had so many people willing to help.
Nobody got paid in our campaign. We had about 700 volunteers out there that the only thing they were looking for was good government.
I ran the campaign I wanted to run. I ran a campaign that was positive, that was based on the issues, that focused on leadership and dialogue in this community.
So for Rob Teplitz, his 100-plus paid operatives paid off, and he is the new Democratic senator-elect for Pennsylvania's 15th district. With the Dauphin County Mobile Newsroom in Harrisburg, I'm Kirk Clyatt, CBS 21 News. A domestic dispute turns ugly. A 2-year-old and a man with disabilities taken hostage, and it all ends in deadly gunfire.
CBS 21's Kirk Clyatt is piecing the incident together. He joins us live from the scene. He's with the Dauphin County Mobile Newsroom in Harrisburg. Kirk, what can you tell us?
Well, Tanya, one thing's for sure, there was terror on this block throughout much of the middle part of the day. At about 11:30 this morning, the girlfriend, she ran down from the 3rd floor apartment down about 100 feet to the house you see there with the bay window. Ismail Mohammed followed, kicking down the door. At about this time, the police arrived, and then Mohammed, he retreated back up to the 3rd floor apartment, and he started barricading himself in. But he was not there alone. He had a 2-year-old girl and a disabled man in his 20s with him as hostages. At about this time, the CERT team has arrived, and snipers take their positions around the area, including this building across the street. From there, it did not go well for the suspect. By 2:30 this afternoon, he was dead.
Yes, I don't see her, but he crazy today. He crazy today.
Neighbors knew Ismail Mohammed or had often seen him. Today, for the dead man, something snapped.
No, before no. Before he good guy. I don't know what happened today. He crazy. Today, crazy.
He was fine this morning until this happened.
It was a wild scene with Mohammed breaking out the windows and waving a foot-long machete and making threats not only to the police, but to the hostages as well.
I saw the whole everything. Yeah, I was inside, I heard the gunshots. I grew up in this neighborhood all my life. I've never seen like this before.
While suspects have shot and killed themselves, such as the incident at Hall Manor last month, in the 20 years of the CERT team's history, this is the first time officers have shot and killed an assailant.
Preliminarily, it appears that the officers' actions, based on the evidence that we have at this time, were entirely appropriate and, in fact, may have very well saved the lives of the 2 individuals that were in that home, including the 2-year-old infant.
Now, the young child and the disabled man, they were in the room when Ismail Mohammed was killed. Tonight, they are both recovering. They are fine, as is the girlfriend. Now, Mohammed did have a number of previous arrests. Now, most of them were drug-related. At this point, the name of the officer that killed Mohammed is being withheld. But we want to again reiterate, at this point, it does appear that this was a justified police shooting. Live with the Dauphin County Mobile Newsroom in Harrisburg, I'm Kirk Clyatt.
That shooting happened last April, and tonight we're hearing from the people still suffering. CBS 21's Kirk Clyatt is live with the Dauphin County Mobile Newsroom in Harrisburg with the story. Kirk.
Tanya, it really has been a very emotional day when police bring the accused of this horrible crime to a hearing in front of a district judge where the two men face the charges against them, the most serious of which, of course, attempted homicide.
I'm thankful to be alive. I'm blessed to be alive. I forgive them. I mean, they're the ones that did wrong, so they're the ones that have the answers to God.
The attitude was a little different when the accused were brought to their court hearing.
Not guilty. Y'all got to feel me.
Who do you think did it? Did you have any idea who did it?
I don't know about all that, man. These cops play dirty, man. They pay crack kids off to find people guilty, man.
No case is forgotten. We pursue all leads until we get an arrest.
These people are harassing me.
She's really strong, and for the people that did that to her, they deserve to rot in jail.
The 300 block of Crescent Street in the Allison Hill section is where the shooting happened on that spring evening.
I got up to go get my brother, and then they started shooting, and I knew I was shot because I felt my legs going out, so I just was like feeling my legs. And I knew I couldn't get up, so I knew I was shot.
Anna's older brother, Kenneth, was also shot in the ankle that night. 4 months later, he was shot again on his birthday at the former Egypt nightclub.
I feel very blessed. I feel very blessed. Not too many parents can say that they had 2 children shot twice in less than 4 months and don't have to prepare a funeral.
Anna was amazingly optimistic about her future and even about walking.
It's a 50-50, so I say I'm going to walk again because I'm doing things that they say I wasn't going to do. I'm a child of God.
And Anna's such an impressive young woman. In spite of her injuries, she was able to graduate high school, and that included going back and forth to Baltimore to Johns Hopkins for therapy 3 times a week. Now, ironically, Anna's brother Kenneth had surgery today at Hershey Medical Center to deal with issues related to the second time that he was shot last year, and we, of course, wish him the best. Live with the Dauphin County Mobile Newsroom in Harrisburg, I'm Kirk.
Kirk, it sounds like a terrifying situation there.
Tanya, this is like nothing that I've ever endured or gone through before. And of course, the Hall Manor residents, they are dealing with this. And what is really terrifying to be is I am in a school parking lot, the Foose Elementary School parking lot. About 200 feet away from me are classrooms, 150 feet, maybe some jungle gyms. And that is where the shootout is taking place. Take a look. You can see where the lights are. The police from the special response teams have lights on the window trying to get this gunman out of here. And just within the last 2 or 3 minutes, we have heard yet more shots. This happening just days after Connecticut. It is just almost hard to fathom. We have reconfirmed from multiple sources this is a wanted, dangerous man from Philadelphia. His name is Abel Roman. This is one of those experiences being here. It's almost like you feel like you're on a movie set. It is hard to believe that this is real life. I would estimate well over 100 shots fired this evening. Lots of confusion, lots of fear this evening along Sumner Road. Some, of course, forced to leave their homes. And it was a very good thing that they did.
Get that ambulance up here now!
Police officers shot in the gunfire. Thankfully, not a life-threatening injury. Our sources tell us he was shot in the hand.
Had to pack the baby up and leave. It was crazy. It was just fast.
And it was fast the way the shots rang out around 7:30. The police did their best to try to talk the shooter out of the apartment before the shots rang out.
Seeing the Connecticut stuff and now this, and it's in our own community, yeah, it's pretty disturbing. You know, there's a lot of kids that run around, school's right there.
It's up to the law, and it's up to him. If he wants to take his life, that's up to him, or police officer has to do whatever they have to do because the child of the safety and the grown-ups around Hall Manor. So let the cops do what they have to do.
After earlier speculation, it appears there was not a hostage, but people are scared and trapped in their homes. Around 8, police came clearing the area, telling people to move so they would not get shot.
Nobody can move their vehicles. Families can't go nowhere. There's a lot of kids around here. I have kids out here.
They just tell us to be patient, and it should be over soon.
That's what we can hope, that it'll be over soon. Of course, special response teams have been brought in from Lancaster and Lebanon counties. I just spoke to an officer from Susquehanna Township that is here. So it is amazing that this shooter is still in there tonight, Tanya, and threatening this Hall Manor community.
Simply terrifying, Kirk, and that resident there saying we hope it's going to be over soon.